大家好，我是慧丹，今天我们继续回来我们地平线。对，然后上集我们终于进入来这边手魔的基地。
Keep moving towards the core.
这是那个叫什么铸造神的那边然后的这边对。反正我们现在都在打最终 boss。
Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
精英哦，手魔就是那个他后面加进去的这东西。那为什么后面为什么他要这样子做？目的是什么？为什么？但不管了，认真说，人家这么近，他们在这里早就已经化成灰了吧。
Cyan said something about restraints. Is that what the tower is for? I either need to destroy this thing or override it.
开战喽！开打喽！大熊熊。
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy.
我想也知道啊！我靠，超难打的！第一个头，我靠，不止这小家伙也跑出来干嘛？哇！没用哎，过魔了！我靠，火焰球！火焰球哎！哎，不是，等一下，我想到一个很大问题。我们火焰攻击基本上是没有效的，还是要老方法，打他的手之类的。我靠！哇哦！不是，我没有时间去标点他的点，他弱点在哪里？好的，也是一样，在那些北支差不多一样的地方。不是，我们没办法让他超载吗？我靠！嘿，对啊，为什么没办法让这家伙超载？啊，有了。用的攻击超级的，没办法要超载。不管了，好像。这什么东西？哇哦！冷静，先生，请冷静。哇哦！嘿，冷静啊，这样子。我靠，这才是真的 BOSS。第一只 BOSS 到底是杀死掉了，真的是。不要再绕了。 起来，要给他回起来太 OP 了。那也太难打了吧，这样子，超难打的。哇吼，还有火焰球哎！哇哦，谁？还火焰球啊！不是，我已经闪了，但没得闪。打你！不是，他移动方式导致他的打法超级难打的，太灵活了，他的移动方式。虽然知道弱点，基本上很难去瞄准，因为你就算瞄准了，打下去也是打不中。先破他甲吧，用爆炸的方法去再破一下。哇！让他最多的时候放多一点，等一下炸起来更好。哇哦！又来了！
The pulse gives them energy. Repairs them.
不要再给我恢复了，下一下一定把他打爆。哇哦，又火焰球！重点是他瞄的每次最后一下一定中，这点真的是有过分。打他的脸！我靠！是超级厚的。我这不停的在躲避游戏吗？这算是？哦，哎，不是，啊，这样子 combo 的。哇哦！我天，让我吃，给我吃，给我吃到！嘿！哇哦！慢动作。哇哦！哇！等一下，而且那边差点出意外。等一下，我的节奏乱了，打你！哦，火焰球！哇吼！ 快打完，是他们家的快打完，而不是已经打完。火焰球，火焰球，哎，真的火焰球！我只是说说而已，不要这样做真的好吗？你真的火焰球！让我说说而已耶，有必要这样子吗？哎，最后的清理吃火焰气球吃饱，前面我吃了这么多，把你打爆当然是用火焰球来把你打爆了，哈哈哈哈哈！是我上集说的对，这集真是打的有够硬的，差不多打半小时了吧？现在好像是。
It must be as you say. The tower is the key.
有了。
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative.
跟黑帝斯那边一样的。
Routing our network.
Maria! Don't!
捅进去，把它毁掉。
Please help me!
啊，不对，如果他说这神灵千兵帮忙的话，这后面的才是正常的。
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained.
哦，是他才
I
是。
am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility.
哦，他是后面
In
系
order to
统。
maintain Caldera
后
stabilization,
面的危
I
险。
must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free.
他已经。
You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk.
不管怎么样，你都要把他放出去才行的啊，要不然让他在这边埋葬吗？
Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here.
不可以把他抱出去吗？
Let's go.
管了，我们快逃离吧。
One of those?
It's the only way.
所以上一集我们结尾那边看到的这些东西，就是在这里。就上一集的结尾是显示这边的路线。那我们这集结束之后会看到什么？ 摔下去的位置吗？方向吗？
I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
我喜欢玩这种游戏，就是喜欢看它这些剧情，真的很棒。成功逃离，但安不安全我就不确定了。这样子摔下来，哇，旋风哎，有吗？好像真的是有哎。 但它的核心那边应该没事吧？之后可以把它好好的安装吧。核心那边没事就应该还算可以。我就说嘛，就是因为有这一类的游戏剧情，就很喜欢弄到有一些人不在了，对。 硬是要牺牲一下一些人，才可以让你结束。
What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
所以我们要去那边了吗？说明呢？
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song. 出发吧。我后面这边完全是看剧情的，啊，我还以为真是完全看剧情的，还是要继续过去。那这边就不会有什么架要打了，打最后的啊，我们现在终于跑完所有地方，这些地方应该不是很重要的什么地方，但我觉得。 会不会？哦，不对，这3个地方应该就是另外这些支线任务。但我不知道要不要完成这边支线任务耶。我感觉应该差不多了吧？就已经不太理解。 但这边就一开始不是很多啊，不过重点是那边是 DLC， 对，这边是 DLC， 那些不是，只是普通支线而已，所以应该没这么重要，那就算了吧。看完这边之后，应该就真正的去完结我们这集的吧，我不知道。 继续看下去吧，只能。不过这游戏一个很明显的一个很麻烦的地方就是我发现它距离我们要传输的距离越远，它所需要载入的时间就越多，对，很明显的这个位置。 所以导致我们这边载入时间算比较快，但还是比较久。对比一些短距离的传送的话，所以接下来的话，看一下它剧情会不会牵扯到另外2条支线吧。
如果没有牵扯到另外2条支线的话，那这个就差不多结束了吧。但可以给我进去了吗？这载入这游戏真的是一个很大的缺点，所需要载入时间超久的，超大的缺点。等一下打吗？哇！不过这一场打的消耗超级多的资源，之前这边是200多，然后之后消耗了一些，然后剩下180多，就差不多200，现在只剩下70多了。这一个战打消耗战场超级凶的。树木那边，因为我之前买了超级多木头的，所以就不是太明显缺乏。而且像我不是用这边的剑包，所以就还好。我们回到这边吧。一开始的开始跟一开始的结尾。
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
4年前
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong.
就哈蒂斯那时候吗？就
The Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp
对，应
carrying
该
a
是哈
wounded
蒂斯
scout.
刚刚出来的那时间点吧。
Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level, perhaps even like colleagues.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to
the scientist?
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
所以这些不同的当中都是因为感情的这条路线。
The way it used to be.
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point, a concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement.
就是因为潜力太过大了，
Though
所以导致
rationally
不受
speaking, the
控制
metrics for humans are not unlimited.
控制不了这些问题，这些事情。
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better.
人口太多了嘛，就是。
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me.
对，最后真的是属于他救他，但结果就
This Firebreak project.
Yes, I can report the project was a success. And the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation.
为什么那时候
There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were
是因
deceased.
为那一次的事故吗？就黑
I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
就后面的，就那时候
Was the
他们的问题
daemon,
吗？
Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with. Infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace.
哇靠！
So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
我等一下，这
How
还
did you
是
first come into contact with it?
5 years ago I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact,
我真的
I
路线超级
accepted.
庞
This
大的，
decision turned out to be a catastrophic error.
我这也是
I
已
was
经过
flooded
去了
with an
很久了，
overwhelming
但没
array
有看
of
到它
malicious
出什么
code,
续集的。
originating from what could only have been a highly
So,
advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for
啊
help.
这么
Yes.
多
I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming.
哦，等一下，
It succeeded via a background process,
那一层
a
是什么
malware daemon which bypassed
啊，
my
不对，就是黑
defenses.
帝斯嘛，没有，当我没说
After
过，
that, I
那
could
就是黑
offer
帝斯
only
啊。
limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me
啊，就黑
until
帝
I
斯啊，
capitulated,
对啊，就是
It
黑帝
forced
斯
me
那边
to
的问题啊，
follow
虽然我们处理掉了已经。
even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago,
零之曙光那边呢？
Elizabeth Sobek identified a
对啊
threat that
那
would destroy
那边我们
life
处
on
理掉
Earth
了
for
其实也
generations.
是
So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later.
超
A
级好的。
terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team.
很明
It
显
was
没
she
错
who
啦。
arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat
Yeah.
you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system.
Well, fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? That's for sure. But what are we supposed to do?
If the
Stop hunting?
terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience. Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
我觉得没有这需要吧。
I trust your judgment, Cyan.
你自己确定吗？我这些事情其实
You had to be.
也没有什么选，
You didn't
也
know
没有
what had
什么
happened
说
to the
法
world.
的。
So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Hello, Aloy. Do you wish to continue our discussion?
Hello, Cyan. Yes, I do.
哦，没有了，
Time
没
for
有
me
了，
to head out,
真
Cyan.
的没
I
有
look
了。
forward to speaking with you again,
啊，还有人
Aloy.
在跟他说这一切，我就会有什么可以说的对话。啊，结果还是没有了。啊， 啊，我们看一下这边的。那么这样子看起来的话，所有问题我们应该都处理掉了吧？不会再有什么问题吧
Feels like if I blink, my eyes will freeze shut.
哦，这边跟他对话，这应该差不多了。
My chieftain,
Just, Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Because of her, we destroyed the cauldron, forced out the daemon, and saved the spirit. She understood what had to be done.
他绝对很清楚的。
And I failed to listen.
You didn't fail.
A shaman should always have the ear of their chieftain. Yet I turned her away, my own sister. I was foolish, but she knew better. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
哎，不是，还要我要处理的吗？不是
It would
吧？
seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus.
哦，没有了，没有
All
了，没有
very
了，没有了。
interesting.
猛龙
So,
按钮，
the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too, and unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life, aberrant life, transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that Winters the Banuk sent after you? For you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
好，所以我们这边的支线真的完成了吗？还是古代兵器这边就是跑去那边的？我到底要不要再去做这边支线任务？我感觉这边又是另外一条路线了。逃出。哦，这没什么差别这。开放活动，教学，应该没有了吧？ 28，主线我们跑完都才33，所以28就应该说明了我们基本上 主要任务线其实都跑完了。世界，就是我们看的那些吧。有一些我们没有找到的，所以基本上我们要跑的主要一个路线，这边就是我们要去的这个我们这一条主线，然后另外一边就是世界这边就是原本的最原本的主线，所以我们终于完成了所有的剧情了吧？之前其他其实也是不是特别感觉。那边只是牵扯到说回以前到底发生黑帝斯那边到底怎么去处理，就怎么去控制那边的事情，感觉不是重点。我比较想看的是他以后的剧情是怎么样的，但很明显他主线这边就处理到黑帝斯那边就没有了啊，然后它的2代，这游戏的2代目前还没看到，还是 DLC 什么的没有看到，但是我不清楚，反正这个系列就目前到这边为止吧。也许后面出什么 DLC 的时候就看一下吧，因为毕竟感觉蛮有兴趣的，对，应该会去玩一下吧。当然前提是它有。也许我自己去找一下，然后就发现了。不过我们这系列就来到这里吧。对，就目前看起来就是这样子。好，感谢如果喜欢的你分下去，那么我们就这个系列就到此为止吧。目前的看起来是，我们就会之后就开启新的系列。对，就是这样，各位再见。